Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Friday, March 20th, 2009. This morning I'd like to go through an example of how to customize the display of things in a list. I had a question come up a couple days ago that I couldn't answer at the time about aligning text elements in a list. Say you wanted to have them left aligned, right aligned, center aligned. Let's load the list example from the Parcel Manager, and this just gives me something to work with. So we'll open up a browser now, and in the browser we'll go down and we'll find our list example. So here's our class, list one example. And what we want to do, let's first open this and show you what this just looks like. Not that it's terribly exciting, but list one example, open. So over here on the left I have a list of classes, and over here on the right I have a list of selectors. And you can see that they display the way a normal list does. So let's close that. And what we want to do is we want to customize this so that our class list is center aligned. Well, it turns out that what you want to do is you want to grab the widget, which happens to be an instance of something called Sequence View. So let's browse that. Sequence View. And in class Sequence View, you'll find that there are these things called VisualBlocks. There's one that is the visual block for normal use, and then there's the selected visual block in case you want to display it differently when it's been selected. So what we want to do is we want to modify the visual block to align differently than normal. And the way you do that is to find the label class. So let's go ahead and find that. Find class, label. If we go to the hierarchy, has this thing under it called an alignment label. Now this makes our whole life a little easier. However, we still have to work with VisualBlocks. So closing this for just a moment, let's go ahead and browse all the implementers of VisualBlock, colon. These are where they're implemented. Let's go ahead and find senders. And here you find that they're sent all over the place. And the main thing to keep in mind is that a visual block comes in with two arguments, a view and the index. The index being the element that's being worked on, the view being the view that's trying to display it. So normally what you want to do is you want to put something like a bounded wrapper around the label and then have the label display the way you want it to. So let's close all this down and we'll go back to our list example. What we're going to do is we're going to implement a new method. So I'm going to take some text that I worked on a little earlier this morning and paste this in here and then explain it. So after sending superpost build with, I'm going to grab my list view, so it's the widget at classes is just the name of it. Then I'm going to hand it a visual block. Note the two arguments, the view and the index. Then I'm going to create a label called alignment label with the object at the particular index we're working on. So we're going to create a series of alignment labels. Then we're going to tell this one, align yourself left. Let's make this center so that we can see what that looks like. And then we're going to put a bounded wrapper on it. Remember that the last thing done in a block is what gets returned. So at this point we should have nice center alignment. Let's do it and find out. And you can see there it's center aligned. Not necessarily a beautiful view, but it does what we asked. Let's try for right alignment. So let's go align right. Accept that. I'll come back over here, do it. And you see there it is, aligned on the right. So doing this kind of thing is pretty simple as long as you know about two things. You have to know about VisualBlock, and you have to know about the different kinds of label objects there are in the system. Finding alignment label makes this particular kind of alignment simple to do. You can customize the display pretty much any way you want by having your label display any way it wants and then throwing a wrapper around it to do the right thing. So that's pretty much it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.